Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Minecraft. This is a very special episode today. I'm not really doing anything on a new series or anything, but I have been watching through Hermitcraft recently and I've been catching up with iJevin stuff, and today he's released a video asking people to create them a shop, and I do love creating shops and all the economy stuff in Minecraft, so I thought I'd give it a go. Now there's something I've been trying to push on to the Hermits for quite a while now. I've showed it to Izuma in his Twitter feed and maybe a couple of others as well, and that is map art. And I know Hermitcraft has had some map art in it with the Idea Store and Concorp and with Sahara. However, this is what I'm trying to push. This kind of map art here. We walk into here. You'll probably recognise this from FTV Beyond. This is the house we built there, but I've changed it up, taken all the living brick out and put some marble into it. This is just my building test world here. And you can see I've used these signs over here. I'm going to talk about these in a bit of detail because this is what I want to try and push to try and sell and get not my own shop, but one of iJevin's shops on the Hermitcraft server selling these things here because they don't actually take that long to build. Now this is, I've changed this building now into a big shop, so you can see a multi-tier shop, multi-floor. We've got potions, food, wood and redstone in all of these different rooms here. And then if we head up to this floor, this is where I'm actually selling the map art, and I've got it over here. You can see I've built all of these different maps. Now we have the alphabet here, A to Z. Now you can do the small letters as well, lowercase letters, to give a bit of variety. And if iJevin does choose to do this, I will include Litematica schematics for all of these here, and I'll even do the lowercase as well if you want as well. And then we've got all the numbers and then just the basic punctuation marks, so you can do like 10% off sale and stuff, and at Joe Hills and iJevin's shop and stuff like that. Rocks and Co. So we've got all of these map art. Now I'm going to show you how to actually make the map art and go through that just very quickly, just to show that it's not actually as much work as it may first appear. Now I've thought of selling these at 1 diamond each. All maps are 1 diamond each. However, to make the shop sustainable, I think it's fair to say that out of respect, please buy each map rather than reproducing them. That is basically so that you could make 46 diamonds from each hermit once, and then they just reproduce their own maps over and over and over and again. But if a server lasts for a lot longer, then that's all you're going to get, and this will be like a one-use shop and nobody will ever go back there. So rather than that, if you say, and it's not a huge amount, but if you wanted to spell out Apache, that would be 6 diamonds, even though there's 2 A's in it. So yeah, it's not too much. And I've been playing around with all the different map arts here as well. You can build them in multi maps, so you get a bigger perspective of it as well. Now this is going to be expandable as well. You can expand the shop out as much as you want. I've really got a taste for creating these maps, and you'll be amazed how quick it is actually. Each one of these took about half an hour each to be able to produce, and then you just go around dumping water to get rid of the carpets afterwards. But we'll head over to the map grid now, so I can show you that. So if we head out and head over here, past some of my builds, just out here we have what I've produced as my map canvas. Now I've done it quickly with World Edit, however I have done it on survival servers as well, and it takes a lot. However, this is 128 by 128, all in a flat surface, and use the map to actually work out the boundaries of this. If we actually grab an empty map, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll grab a couple of them actually so we can see this. If I step into outside of this on this side, you'll see that this map comes out completely green, apart from that one little bit at the bottom where the sign is. However, if I do the next one over here, you'll be able to see this is completely white. So the maps are 128 by 128, and the only real way to find each one is just to work out where the corner of a new map is, and then place a block just to make sure. Say if I place on here now just some black wool, 1, 2, 3, you'll be able to see if I come back into this map now, right down on the corner you can see 3 different blocks. If I place a block just underneath me on this map now, you'll be able to see that one. So that is how you work out where your map begins and ends. And also I would, if you're going to create it out of a light material like this, so you can place it in any biome and no mobs will spawn here, then add an extra set of these lights up at the top here. So you want 1 extra row. I haven't done it on this because I didn't realise at first. So you want 1 extra row of sea lanterns going all the way up. However, I know sea lanterns are pretty expensive, so the best way to do this is to actually go out to a snow biome and just level out a 2 stack by 2 stack area. So 2 stacks of 64 is 128 all the way across and all the way down, and that's how you do that. And then so long as it's flat completely with snow, then you'll always have a white background, and that is how you get the infinity room maps as well. I know Green does actually have an infinity room map, which is just a plain white background. And you can see here, this is what happens if you don't have that line, the extra line of the sea lanterns. You get this bit at the top here, which is bright white, whereas the rest of it is slightly off-white. So just to give you another idea about what can be done with this, over by this ship here, I'm working on a dock side over here. Now this is usually the kind of scale that I like to build in. I love this scale, so you're actually looking up really tall buildings. But here I've got Welcome to Paradise City, so this is going to be my my big city area here. And just a sign on the dock side like that looks really cool as you're coming in. But because I like to build on this size, the plot that iJevin has given us all is only about a 10 by 10 from what I could see on the video. So I've created this down here. Now this is very, very understated, and I think it will fit in really quite nicely, and I think this will add a huge amount to the server. So this is, well, it's actually a 10 by 11 this, but it can be made, you know, just take these out and it's 10 by 10, that's fine. I wanted this to be really small and really understated, so I've very quickly done the top of it, because the only area that I could actually fit all the 46 maps in, with room for expansion if you do get a taste for creating these maps, is underground. So I've created some water channels down here, so we head down into the shop here. You can see I've built a fairly basic store, I think, really. It's very small at the moment, but you can tunnel off into any direction you want, make this as wide as you want, and sell as much as you want down here. So we have exactly the same stock here. I've just switched over onto the 2 sides. So we have the entire alphabet here, and then we have the numbers and the symbols. And again, I've got the same things here, all maps 1 diamond each, and I've just written this slightly differently. For sustainability, please buy each map individually. I think that says it a little bit better than the one at the top. We have a channel back up here. And finally, I've just put a little sign on. This shop was designed by Apache Gaming for iJevin. So I hope that is a decent enough suggestion. I didn't really want to name this shop anything too huge, because I see this shop being almost a community project in a way, where people can come down and sell their maps down here. So it would be like Concorp can sell their maps, and Sahara can sell theirs, Idea can sell theirs, Green can come down and sell his if he's got any others. And and I know Iskal's built some as well. So there are some map art people out there who are really looking into it, and I think that it would be a good project for anyone who likes big builds to actually get stuck into. And once you've got the canvas set down, it really doesn't take long at all to be able to create each letter. And you've got all of the space marked down. I think the most carpet you need for any single letter is the M, the Q and the W, and they take less than 2,500 carpets. I know that sounds a bit big, but to be honest with you, it's really not that much at all. Once you with the amount of resources that is on the Hermitcraft server now, should be no issue whatsoever in order to head out to Izuma's free wall shop and grab some wool from there. So I've just called it map art. It could be called map art gallery. We can add more things to this. One thing is, the more of these item frames and maps you have in any one area, you do get a bit of client side lag, but it is only a little bit of FPS lag. Client side, there's nothing wrong with the server at all, but just to make sure you know that in a big area like this gallery down here, it's fine now with just the 46 we've got in here and the, what was that, 7 upstairs. But if you start filling this place over with item frames and with maps, because each one of these, the item frame is an entity and the map is an entity, so there's actually 96 entities down here just in this one tiny little area. And you can see, just as I'm panning around, there's a tiny bit of frame lag just in this one area here. So, but mostly they'll be used for things like this sign here on the side of shops. You can also do them in all different colours and all different fonts. I will include in with this, if this submission is chosen, all of the Litematica schematics that I've used, and I'll even include any others that you would like as well. And I can do an instructional video on how to create them as well if you like that as well. So there is my submission. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this, iJevin, and I hope you take it all on board, and I hope you choose this submission. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.